Hello everyone. Before watching this video, the expectation is that you'll have read through the introduction, which is what you would find in understanding hydrangea flower color, which is also on your lab. You'll have read through it and you'll have gone through the procedure and read through the procedure as well, and then I'm going to run through the lab with you. We're going to start by taking a soil sample of the original plant, and we're going to watch what happens when we grow this plant in that particular soil sample. I'm going to click on here, take a soil sample, and then I'm going to click on the pH paper. I'm going to dip the pH paper into the soil sample, and we are going to compare that color to the color on the pH paper. So I'm going to bring it close, and you are going to write down what the original pH of this soil is in your notes. And then I'm going to grow the plant and we'll see what happens. Okay, that is the result of growing the plant in that particular soil sample. If at any time you forget what that result is, you can look back onto your lab, and I've snipped a picture of that so that you can see it. I'm now going to reset it. We are at a higher pH, so I'm going to bring that pH down with a particular substance. My choices are lime and aluminum sulfate. Look in the introduction and you will see what we are going to manipulate this pH with. So I'm going to reset it, and I'm going to manipulate it with, yes, you've guessed it, the aluminum sulfate. I'm going to begin by adding 2 scoops of aluminum sulfate, and we are going to see what pH we end up with. So we have gone from a higher pH and we have brought it down a little bit. So 2 scoops brought us down from 9 to, look at the colors, I believe it brought us down to 8. Let's grow and see what happens. What do you think is going to happen? Think about it. Here we go. Oh, it looks as though we have, unfortunately, the result of growing it in that particular pH, as you can see, not very successful. We are going to try, instead of 2 scoops, we're going to try 4 scoops to see what happens. I'm going to reset it and then start the video again. By adding 4 scoops, we have brought the pH down by another whole interval. Let's see what happens. That is the result of adding the extra 2 scoops. I am going to reset it, and we are going to add 1 more scoop, and we're going to see what happens. One, 2, 3, 4. Here's 5 scoops. Let's take a soil sample. With 5 scoops, we end up with a pH that ranges in that range. Let's grow and see what happens. And there is the resulting color. Okay, let's try adding a little bit of, we'll add our scoops that we did before. We're actually going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 scoops of aluminum sulfate. And we're going to see what our pH is going to be and what color flower. And then what we'll do is we will reset it and we will add a couple of scoops of lime and we're going to see what our pH is going to be. We'll add actually 1 scoop initially. And we'll see how much 1 scoop of lime changes the 6 scoops of aluminum sulfate. So let's begin. Let's add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 scoops of aluminum sulfate. Let's add 7 scoops of aluminum sulfate. Okay, let's take our soil sample. Let's figure out our pH. Think about where you think it might be. Let's take it over and see. Where does it fit? Okay. Figure out where it fits. Let's grow. And there we go. So our pH is approximately, if you take a look, 5.5, and that's the color we get. So we're going to add the same number of scoops. I'm going to reset, add the same number of scoops of aluminum sulfate, and then I'm going to add 1 of lime, and we're going to see what pH that takes us to. So let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 scoops of aluminum sulfate, and as I promised, 1 scoop of lime. Now think about what pH you think that might take us to, and let's take a soil sample. Let's measure our pH. Where did it take us to on our pH scale? Where did we start? Where did we end up? Where do you think? Let's watch it grow and compare our flower color to what we had before. Ta-da! There is our flower color. Okay, I'm going to reset it, and we are going to add again the 7 scoops of aluminum sulfate, and this time 2 of lime, and we're going to see where that takes us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and let's do 2 of lime. 1, 2. Let's take our soil sample. Let's measure our pH. Where do you think it's going to be? Make a prediction. Let's bring it over and see. Okay, write that down in your charts and let's continue. What color do you think this plant is going to be? Uh-oh. I'm going to need to reset it. Let's watch it grow. This growth is with 7 scoops of aluminum sulfate and 2 scoops of lime.